Today is show 15 goddamn hundred. 1,500 shows. This started out at WFDU in Teaneck, New Jersey. And from there, 3 hours, 4 to 7 a.m. for almost a year. And then from there, Carol got me some equipment and I had this little recorder. And from there, we got to the broadcaster. And now we are at 1,500 goddamn shows. 1,500 shows, man. And today they're showing Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Rocky Balboa. We're on Rocky 3 right now. My day's shot. But I was like, you know what? A lot to talk about. Interestingly enough, I just read something from Andrew Brandt, and I love that I can do the show and constant stuff appears. I mean, I probably could have 8,000 things to talk about during a show. But Andrew Brandt brought up a very good point. I got to find it because, I really like this today. Yeah, 1,500. Yeah, holy shit is right, my man. And I couldn't have done it without my new buddies at Company of Jace, especially Aaron, Rob, and Josh. Josh is listening to every goddamn show, and Aaron and my buddy Harris and Bill and Michigan, and man Ben. I mean, the list goes on. Lucy Gray and her Ben, and my buddy Ben Murray, who I just spoke to today for the first time in a long time. Kramer, Yankees recap. Tommy, who's new. All these guys that went through Company of Jace. Colm came on the show. I want Jules on the show to talk about soccer coming up, and Bumbles, and my cousin Teddy and Scott and Lenker and Eric and David. Everybody. I mean, just like all the people, that have listened to the show and tell me, I had David on, I've had Milton. I mean, all the people telling me, just keep at it, man. Just keep going. And yeah, you just got to keep going, man. I mean, who would have thought I would have got to 1,500 shows? I just saw that today. I was like, holy shit, 1,500 shows. All of you guys, all of you, man, I have been, I'll be honest with you. I am not handling this well with my pops. At all. And, I worked out yesterday for the first time in a month. I don't think I've worked out even 11 times. Man, I was doing workouts 3, 4 a day. Now I'm lucky if I do one a day. And I'm like, I am not in a good place. And then I have the show. And that's what puts me in a good place. And yeah, shit. We debate, argue, and but I apologize, man, if sometimes I get a little crazy. Because I feel like if I don't have this show, I am done. Literally. That the show is keeping me going. And now we hit 1,500 shows, and it's like, wow. And it's the forum. There's stuff to talk about. There's always stuff I look up. I look up all this stuff. And, you just got to keep going. Yeah, shit, I know. I haven't made a dime off this show. And, I think about, you don't do it for that reason. You don't do it. You're thinking about dollar signs. You hope it comes. But you know what? I mean, I invest in myself, and that's all I can do. And I just keep doing shows, keep thinking of stuff to talk about. And right now, 1,500 shows. So thank you all. Love you all. And yeah, I read something Andrew Brandt today that really hit me. And Andrew Brandt said, many don't appreciate the power of the franchise tag in the NFL. No other sports league has this ability to essentially take the team's top free agent, somehow waiting for years to test the market, which is really true, off the market and limit them to negotiate with one team, not 32 teams. He said the tag was agreed by the Players Association in '93 when free agency came to the NFL. It was seen as a way for teams to retain their top quarterbacks at their time. Elway, Marino, Aikman, etc. But teams are smart now used for all positions, offer for kickers to restrict movement. The fallacy here is that some, even the union, have said, well, it only affects a handful of players. Wrong. It affects every player. By restricting the price at the top of the market, it trickles down to all. And while teams rarely apply the tag, they use it all the time. Teams negotiate with top players knowing they have the tag in their back pocket. If a top player has 1 year left in the deal, the team knows it really has 2 to 3 years left. It will not lose them. A powerful negotiating tool also allows the teams to date rather than marry. Yeah, I mean, I really thought that was interesting. Date rather than marry. And you take the top guy off the market. If you got to, so it really isn't free agency. The team that took you now has control over you. And the same with Saquon. Now I know running backs are held back, and I've talked about this with Rob. And I saw Bart Scott put that he's a side piece. And Rob and I were debating about, like, what is it different than any other job? I hear what you're saying. They're playing with now we could lose our jobs at any moment, but it's a privilege, not a right to play in the NFL. Yes, any sports, and it can be gone like that. So you have 1 year where you make a shitload of money, and poof, you're out of the league, and you'll never make that money again. And the energy and playing in front of you'll never. I don't know how you go from playing in the NFL or anything to go doing regular shit. I don't know how you do it. And you hear about the guys, they retire and they get depressed. And, they lose their money within 5 years because, you've been making this money, you're living it this certain way, and you come from nothing. You have this money. Anybody could do it. You have all this money, and, it's hard to, what's the word I'm looking for? To budget. And, poof, it's all gone. And, you don't think Brady misses every day being out on the field, being with the team, playing at that high level? What else compares to that? You can buy businesses, whatever. Nothing compares. You sitting behind the booth? No, nothing compares. There's the brotherhood, all that stuff. They talk about that stuff. And I just thought that was really interesting today. So I saw that and I was like, damn, that is really kind of cool. And I was talking to Lanker today. Well, Rob sent me something about WAR today, wins above replacement. And the top three are from 2015, 2022 through Fangraphs is Trout, Mookie Betts, and then Francisco Lindor. So I looked up all the years. I don't know how they get the formula. Great. But, I was talking to Lanker about this today, and Lanker is my baseball guy because Lanker and I have known each other for, now we've known each other almost 37 years. He tapes every goddamn Yankee game. Every game. So if he doesn't watch it, and Josh is a huge Yankee fan, all that. I'm not taking anything away from any of the guys. But I really Frank is like me. We're old school. I get crazy with this. And I'm trying to get Lanker on, but Lanker's, just had knee surgery and whatever. And everybody feels like they can come on and they're not going to have anything to talk about. Like Milton, the first time he came on, he was like, I don't know, maybe I'll give you 20 minutes and then you're an hour and a half in. Rob comes on every goddamn time and it's like 2 hours. Josh, hypothetically, my brain comes on and he give me like 6 hours. I mean, it's just a dream right now. It's not reality. It's just a dream. I've seen it from a distance. It's like I'm looking through a glass mirror, but I'm not really seeing it up close. It's a tease, I call. Josh is my tease. Because I get stuff on here, but I don't get the stuff, I'm busting on him. I'm busting, yeah. So thank you. Yeah, dude, yeah. So what did Rob say? The franchise tag, I believe, was something the players wanted, yes, when they first came about. And then look what it is now. And it kind of affects everybody's, pay grade going on, And that's the thing, too. It's a trickle down, too. So if you hold the guys at the top, it affects everybody underneath, too. And it's a trickle down kind of thing, too. And they're saying Dak could get, Aaron Schultz says he could get $60 million. And I know we've had this talk before. So you get rid of him. Who's coming in to replace him? The Vikings are not going to give Kirk Cousins a fully guaranteed deal. Well, he's coming off the Achilles, but somebody will. And if you get rid of Dak, who are you going to bring in? Who are you bringing in to replace him? You got a team ready to win now. And that's not saying they will. They bombed the playoffs. But you have a team that's ready to win now. And are you going to bring in a rookie quarterback and hope for the best? Maybe not with Mike McCarthy. But I mean, are you going to get Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, and he's going to turn the thing around? Is Cooper Rush the answer? I don't know. But that's the market. You can have a $60 million quarterback in Dak Prescott who hasn't done shit. And, it brings me to the WAR thing. Mike Trout. Great player. Ohtani, WAR. And I know Rob will say to me, there's a lot of factors. Frank and I are talking about it. And he's saying that he feels batting average, we're into on base percentage. And he says, well, who's knocking in the guy who's getting on base? And he says, if I have a guy with a 220 batting average and an on base percentage, great on base percentage, where there's a guy 330, I'm going to want the 330 guy to come in to knock that guy in. And it's great if all these guys can get on base, but somebody's got to knock him in. And even if you have, like the Angels had with Ohtani and Trout with great WARs, it didn't translate to wins. And I was talking to the guys today, and it's hard. The guys are working, and I'm running around with my phone. I expect everybody to get back to me ASAP, which they can't. Guys are working. I understand that. But I want that to happen. It's not going to happen, but that's what I want. And, every year there's a team that comes out of nowhere, like the Rangers last year. And the thing is, too, it's about peaking at the right time. Like the Braves were on fire. The Dodgers were on fire. Got to the playoffs, It's like peaking at the right time. It's guys staying healthy. It's having a bench. It's, you're going to have someone to get injured. It's someone coming in to step up. It's having pitching and all that stuff. Yeah, and Josh already said this once, but let's give it to him. War, what is it good for? I mean, he's been dying. He figured he said it once, it works. Let me try it again and see if it works again. But that's the thing too. There's going to be a team, I agree, that's going to step up this year that wasn't good last year and going to step up this year. Always happens in baseball. Mets and Yankees could be that team. But Josh reached out to me today and said, "What do you think about the whole thing, about the ligament problem in the toe with Judge?" And he said, "Last year I told you, get the goddamn surgery, get it fixed. Who gives a shit?" So he's out the rest of the season. They weren't doing anything anyway. Nope. And now you hear that Judge is saying that this is going to be a constant problem the rest of the time he plays, the rest of his career. Now, the guy's going to be turning 32. It's only going to get worse. He's 6'7", 260. He can't be like, listen, he's a different body type than, say, Lindor or a guy like that. That's a big dude. They throw low balls. He could hit one off his foot. He gets injured every goddamn season, and Josh is concerned about it. I am too. Lanker didn't seem that concerned. I wanted to talk to Yankees recap. He doesn't seem that concerned. He thinks they're going to win everything. I think it's a major problem. I think, you need your foot to swing. And then somebody brought up to Tom about, hitting a foul ball off the foot. And what Tommy said, it's like turf. It's not like turf toe. It's hitting off your toe, whatever. But you need your feet to swing. You got to get your feet planted to swing the goddamn bat. And that's the thing. That's the thing that came to me when I was walking today. Look at the Yankees. You lose Judge. Who's replacing him? Who's stepping up? There's nobody. There's nobody who's coming in to replace a player like Judge. The Mets. You lose Lindor. You lose Alonso. Who's coming in to replace those guys? They don't have the depth. They don't have the next guy up to replace those guys. So those teams are fucked, in my opinion. Fucked. Because they don't have the guys to step up. They don't have the guys. Maybe you'll take a chance on some guy in the minors or whatever, but who is really stepping up? Who's replacing Alonso? Nobody is. Nobody's replacing Judge. If Soto got hurt, who's replacing him? Nobody. There is nobody replacing these guys. So that's where I'm concerned about the local teams, that if injuries happen, they're screwed to the big guys. And Judge, to me, with that toe, and then he's joking about playing center field. Why is he in center field? Why is all of us that aren't on that pay grade that they are worrying about this, like Josh and I, and the guys in charge, your staff and everything, aren't? So can someone help me with that? Because I find that a little perplexing. I think that's a major, major problem that, he says this is going to be a problem. Now, my client, Carol, brought a good point. What if he just he's a little anti-surgery? Because it doesn't take. My dad had a neck fusion, and they cut his fucking hand, and his hand was a grip. He never could use it. As he got older, it got worse. He dropped shit with the hand. The hand basically became immobile. It didn't do a lot of stuff. And I guess he could be a little afraid. Well, what if it doesn't fix it? Because as Josh said, these the ligaments don't heal on their own. They don't regenerate. And, and he's saying that this is going to be something he's going to have to work with the rest of his career. As a Yankee fan, doesn't it set off little sirens going off? I mean, I think it does. For me, it does. And Josh brought up a great point. Listen, some players Lindor never gets hurt, right? Let's knock on wood. But there's certain guys who just play. Walter Payton played his whole goddamn career. Do you remember him getting injured? Emmitt Smith really having a serious injury in his whole career? There's certain guys. Daniel Jones seems like he's hurt. Well, he is. He's hurt every goddamn season. Well, you had Eli Manning, who played through everything. Never missed a game. What, 210 straight games? I mean, never missed a goddamn game. And you go from that, you get a little spoiled. You get spoiled from Mariano Rivera, who was a save machine, who was the greatest. You're never going to have that again. You're never going to have Jeter again. Jeter missed some time here and there, but he was pretty much, he was pretty much there. But Judge has had very few seasons where he's actually done it. Now, Stanton, Lanker sent me something about, he sent me something about Stanton too, where I was, it's all hyperbole, right? Hyperbole. What did he send me today? He sent me a picture. This is what Stanton said. I don't get paid to be a stand-up guy. Say the right things. I'm here to produce and help us win a championship, and that hasn't happened. It needs to be. Yes, but you hit 191 last year, and I was comparing him to, Gallo, when Joey Gallo, it was a walk, home run, or strikeout. And he said Stanton hasn't got there yet. I go, well, he's getting there. And I know he lost weight. And my friend Bumbles thinks he's going to have a great year. And he hit one out of the park yesterday. I just don't see it, man. Is it Leaner going to help him? Because he has been, there's a bloated contract. I mean, what do they owe him? Over 100 million? Does he have 3 more years left? Does Josh know how many years? He's got quite a few years left on his contract. And nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. Yeah. So I wonder if they consider moving him to first base. Who to first base? Josh is Jay's. Oh, wait, hold on a sec. What is that? I missed some stuff here. Josh is JD's dream prom date that he could never get. Yeah, he is. Well, who, Rob, who are you talking about moving to first base? That's what I go on a tangent and I just get a little crazy, whatever. But oh, Judge. Yeah, well, okay. And Rizzo, maybe, but he's never really played first base, Rob. So that's why 4 more years. 4 more years. And then you got Anthony Rendon, is it Rendon, who's on the Angels, and basically it's a job. And he hasn't played the last couple seasons. They owe him at least another $100-something million. And here's a guy, that's the thing when talking to Rob, and I see what he's getting at, that, we go, we're whatever, we work. And here these guys it's a privilege, not a right, a privilege. And Rendon got paid all this goddamn money. And he's kind of like, yeah, it's a job to me. I care about my faith, my family. Dude, you're getting paid that much money. I need you to care a lot more. And, Trout said that being traded would be the easy way out. I don't know. Judge isn't graceful enough to, I don't know. Yeah, Josh says he's not a good enough athlete, Judge. Rob thinks that he's a good athlete. I think he could transition to first base, and 6'7" would help the outfield. Yeah. Oh, and CP's Meta Nix has joined us. All right. Yeah, let's talk. Bring it on. Yeah, this guy talks all, CP talks all, he gets into it. I cover a vast amount of stuff. This guy gets into it with all the local teams. I'm just covering him. But that's what I feel like. I hear about a guy like Rendon, and I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, you're getting paid a fortune. And he he's hurt. He's always, and he had that monster year a couple years ago, got that 7-year contract, and has been basically pulled up lame. Remember Derek Coleman had more talent in his pinky than half the players. And I just felt he never really played as hard as he should have. Like Carmelo. I thought Carmelo was always a guy who, had a big on-off switch, but nothing like, oh man, I just said his name. I'm blanking. I never said Judge wasn't a good athlete. Okay. What's up, CP? Hey, what's up? That, former first pick of the draft. And I just blanked the guy to Syracuse. He in college, he was amazing. Came to the pros. Remember with the Nets, he was a good player, but he never turned into that great player from, it infuriates me when I see that stuff. Happen. Derek Coleman. I was like, oh my God, he just made it look the guys make it look effortless out there. Effortless. And it never translated. Yeah. Thanks, Rob. Yeah. And when I hear Rendon saying, it's a job and, and how do reporters take that seriously? How do the fans look at a guy making all this money and he's kind of like half-ass kind of shit? Pisses me off. Now the Rangers, 8 in a row. Did you see now Tommy yesterday? So Tommy's in Connecticut. He can't get the Ranger games. He's listening on the radio to Dave Maloney. And I was like, he said, yeah, I can't get the games up there. And he asked, what at MSG Plus? No. So this guy loves his team so much that he's listening on the radio. And what did he say to me yesterday? He said that Dave Maloney on the radio said it was a great save by Igor was on it, was amazing last night. Just freaking amazing. Did you see, oh no. Okay. All right. Let me get to that in a second, Rob. No, I did not see that so Cody Senga is already complaining about arm fatigue. It's February. What is it? February 21st. They haven't played a game yet. What was he doing this offseason? Dude, I would be alarmed. Another one. Arms. This is your ace. This is your ace, dude. This is the ace. Yeah, in the app. Not even on the. Oh, he's in the app. He's not even on the radio, Tommy. So Tommy's not even on the radio. He's in the goddamn app, and he can't even get it because locally. So he says Dave Maloney. Oh, he listens on that. Thanks a lot, Josh. So he tells me yesterday that Maloney said to me, Donnie, wait, is it Don Maloney? I thought it was Dave Maloney. Donnie was amazing. Igor with the Statue of Liberty. I thought it was Dave Maloney. Am I wrong? Help me out here. Is it Dave or? Yeah, I was looking that up. And I was just like, holy shit. I love that. The Statue of Liberty. Yeah. Yeah. If Igor plays like that in the playoffs, the Rangers, yeah. Oh, and you know what the great thing about yesterday was? You know what the great thing, and I agree that they can make the finals. You know what the great thing about yesterday was that they came out strong. Because you seen they come out flat that first period and they made up. Yeah, Dave Maloney. Thank you. That they came out strong. And I know they 2-0 lead. And Capo Caco, 5 straight games with a point, 2 goals, 3 assists. Don LaGreca's talking about? Okay. I thought, well, he was saying, but Dave Maloney made a Statue of Liberty. And I just was like, it was great. It was a really fun game to watch. It was a really fun hockey game to watch. You know, going back and forth. Yeah. And the Devils just lost to the Caps, and Ovechkin had 8 goals in the last 8 games. He has 8 goals, so he's playing with 2 goals last night. That's in New Jersey, dude. I wonder if we get cheap tickets. I'd be like, let's just go to the game. But I guess everybody's working. I was like, let's go to the game. There'll be more Ranger fans there anyway. But yeah, 2-0. I mean, 8 in a row for the Rangers. I mean, awesome. 8 straight wins. Igor 41 saves. The last 8 games, they've outscored their opponent 34-17. They're now 37-16-3. Yeah, I mean, listen, 8 straight wins. They hadn't done that since, I think, 2015-16. So I was like, okay, Rangers lost. The Islanders came in losing 7 out of the last 10. They won the Penguins have lost 5 of the last 6. They won 5-4 in overtime. They needed that win after the loss on Sunday to the Rangers. And the guys on Company J's chat, they go, James, who I got to get on, is a huge Islanders fan, and they're going on. I mean, these guys are like kids. I would like to put gloves on them. I think they would just punch each other, and they would just be so tired they'd all fall asleep. But they would all be like, it'd be one big fight, and they'd all be like, I'm just too tired. I just can't anymore. But these guys argue about anything. I think they would argue about the sun, if it's on this side of the street or the other side of the street. They would always find something to have a debate. Let's call it a debate. Because they're on, listen, they all love each other, but it's kind of funny to watch. And I'm like, guys, you guys are kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It's pretty funny to watch. I mean, you guys find something to go off, and then you're just going on and on and on. I think it's beautiful. That's what sports does. Hey, better that than what's going on in the rest of the world. I sent something today. There was a bomb threat on a plane, so they land the plane. The person I think Ian O'Connor said that they kept everybody quiet. They kept everybody calm. He goes, what are you doing out there? I'm watching Rocky 3. He goes, what are you doing there? It's strategy. It's strategy. Listen, Rocky 3, I cried when Mickey died. I saw that with a kid, John Sullivan, in Maryland, and I cried. I was with him, and I kept it in, but I was crying. I was like, I watch it, and now it's the last scene of the movie where he beats the shit out. Clubber Lang might have been the best villain ever in a movie. That was the perfect person to put in that movie. I couldn't think of anybody better. This is Mr. T's. He should have got an Oscar for this, just how good he was in the role. He was Clubber Lang. And that's a great name. Clubber Lang. Pain. What do you predict for this fight? Pain. So I send a little clip to the guys, and I go, why are they carrying him in? He goes, he's walking. And then he goes, what do you think he eats? And he goes to about 222 pounds. And at 222 pounds, Mickey says to Rocky, and Rocky looks at Mickey and starts laughing. Oh, so freaking good. So good. Yeah, so the Rangers got the win. I talked about that. Isles won. Yes, congrats to that. We're done with that. How about Creighton? Creighton beat the first unanimous number 1 team in the country this year, UConn. UConn was the first unanimous in the poll, and they go to Creighton. Now listen, Creighton had lost their last 6 against the number 1 team in the country, and they blew out UConn 85-66. It really wasn't. I was watching. They were down by 14.5. Creighton improved to 20-7, 10-6. They're third in the Big East. UConn ended a 14-game winning streak to 24-3, 14-2. And what did I see? Yeah, so Katie Sharp said UConn allowed 1.45 points per possession, worst defensive efficiency over the last 25 years per KenPom. So it wasn't a good game. And someone said in the first half that they couldn't miss a shot. We were watching the Ranger game, and then we watched Will Trent. Will Trent, there's nothing really good on regular TV. Will Trent is the shit. So then I put on the UConn game because Michigan had a phone call, watched some of that. And Katie Sharp, who does a lot of good Yankee stat stuff, said points off, paint points, UConn 40, Creighton 18, so outscored them by 22. Well, on three-pointers, Creighton 42-9, that's 33. Big. And I love this one. This was a 19-point loss by an AP number one, was the biggest since UVA lost 74-54 to University of Maryland, Baltimore County in the first round of the 2018 NCAA tournament. I'm like, really? You're comparing? You lost to the number 15 team on the road by 19. That has to mean something. Come on. The number 19 team on the road? Really? The number 15 team lose by 19? I'm not going to compare that to losing to the 16 seed in the NCAA tournament. Now, I know she just puts this stuff up, but I thought that kind of was comical in a way because I was like, really? Really? We're going after that? Really? That's what we're going after? I was like, yeah. Yeah, Devil game should be good tomorrow. I agree on that front. And Dan Hurley, allegedly, to a Creighton fan, said, I will knock you out as he left the court. Now I'm thinking, if I'm the fan, I'm a little charged up. Why not get in Hurley's face and see what he got? Work the body, hands come down, and then knock him out of the face. Because really, what is Hurley? What did he expect? These fans are hyped as shit, and really, you're going to get upset? Dude, just walk off the court, Hurley. You got to walk off the court and just say enough's enough. Enough's enough. You know what I noticed, too? So I'm watching Rocky 3. He is bone dry, Mr. T, during this round of the fight. He goes from bone dry to oiled up to bone dry to oiled up. So I'm like, dude, let's get a little continuity here. I mean, you would think it would be, I mean, I know I'm nitpicking now, but how about that? To say, I'll knock you out to a fan. Dude, you're getting paid a lot of money. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. If you're going to get that way with every goddamn game, especially the fans who are going to be fanatic at that game. I mean, they haven't beaten a number one. They were hyped up yesterday. Come on. Really? Really? Yeah, I'm going to knock you out. Okay, Dan. Dan, leave the court and just say enough's enough. Like the band. And Gina Auriemma, 1,203 wins over the weekend, passing Coach K. He's behind Tara Vanderveer from Stanford. And number one, South Carolina, the women, they have a new SEC record for regular season wins with 43 straight and counting, which is very impressive. Dawn Staley could coach the men. She could definitely coach the men. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, I talked about Cowboys. They can he can be a free agent after next season. He can't be tagged after this season. So I agree. I mean, we've had this discussion before. Who are they going to draft? Who are they going to bring in? I mean, this is what you have. You ride it, and this is the money he's going to get. And the thing is, will he show up in the playoffs? We don't know. And you just don't know. You don't know. And I'd love to get Daniel on. Who's my other Cowboy fan? Who's another big Cowboy fan on I'm trying to think in the company. Yeah, in TC. I like saying TCA. It just sounds cooler. I'm trying to think of the people. Oh, and my friend. Oh, Lanker is. And that's why I said the Lanker and my friend Chris too. Like who are you bringing in to replace him? I mean that's the thing. And then you got to take a step back. You don't know. You have to develop a quarterback. Not everybody comes in and becomes that guy. This is and Jones wants to win now. He didn't get rid of McCarthy, and they got blown out of the playoff game. I guess we're going to see what happens going forward. Yeah. And Justin Fields unfollowed the Bears and following some Falcon players. All right, dude. Yeah. So they say he's going to Atlanta. We'll see if that really comes. And yeah, time will tell on that front. Yeah. I mean, we shall see. I mean, that's what the rumor is. All-Star game, 11.6 million unique viewers, 5.5 million throughout, up 14%. Some players came in before the game. Was it Dr. J, Larry Bird, Iguodala came in to say, hey, make it competitive, which is what they used to do. And now we have this mockery of it's not a game, it's an event. I don't know. But whatever it is, it sucks. And that 211, 186 was ridiculous. And they were talking locker room at halftime. Brunson said that let's go to get 200. Well, how are you going to get 200 if nobody's playing defense? Is just chucking more threes. So, yeah, no bueno in my book. Yeah, I agree with Josh. We talked about that. Ligaments don't reattach. I'm sorry, reattach. Now, this was interesting from Greg Joyce. Gleyber Torres gets it. He wants to be Yankee for life. Doesn't blame team about talking extension as he enters his walk year. He said, let's wait to see what happens after the season. Respect that. Hey, Gleyber, you have a good season. Anything's possible, right? You have a good season. We'll see what happens. I like that a lot. I thought that was admirable and mature response. That I'm going to walk here. Why are they going to do anything? They want to see what they have. Play like you did last year, and you'll get a new contract, and you'll be here for a while. All right. Greg Joyce, that's a good little piece right there. I talked about the war. What else did I talk about? Oh, yeah. MLB expansion. They're saying Nashville, big into Nashville, and Salt Lake City could be another city. I heard Ottawa. No, I'm sorry. Dallas is playing Ottawa tomorrow. So they stayed in New York an extra night. Like, why am I going to fly to Ottawa? What the hell are we going to do in Ottawa? That's the thing, too. I'm going to fly to Salt Lake. What the hell am I going to do in Salt Lake City? What am I doing in Salt Lake City? Not much of anything. No. Now, U.S. women national team 5-0, number 2 in the world over number 107 Dominican Republic. Jules said they blew a lot of chances. Reminded her of the Vietnam game of the World Cup where they didn't play very well. She says Colombia is a true South American team, going to be very dangerous. And she said South Africa, France, Sweden, England, Spain, legit power. They missed 6 of their 7 top players and still won the World Cup. And she said Summer Olympics could be very, very telling sign. She's concerned this team is arrogant, not hungry like the old teams. That's what she said, which I don't disagree. Like they could just lace their shoes on, go, show up, and that's that. It's not true. Doesn't mean anything. More teams, more nations are developing their teams. She calls it right now lazy soccer. Said it was a war zone when she played. Now, not so. Where players were getting into each other's faces, and now she considers it more lazy soccer. And I talked about a former player calling out the team, said she doesn't like the culture of the team, which, hey, I agree. I agree that I feel other nations are catching up more and more and more, and it's going to be very interesting. Oh, wow. Frank Stallone was an opponent of his brother in Rocky III. How funny is that? That was pretty funny. And, I want to get Jules on because I'm not really a soccer guy, and I'd rather have a soccer person come in, especially talk about, the U.S. women's national team was so dominant. And now there's been a bunch of hiccups and, not even making the finals and everything. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, what is going on here? We used to be the best. And now all of a sudden other nations are surpassing us. And, you have this pipeline of players coming through, but it's not leading to the same results. And I wanted to give props to Jules for that one. Do I have a favorite Rocky movie? Well, I'll be honest with you. Well, Rocky 1's always, but Rocky 3, man. That opening, I love the opening of Rocky 3, dude. I do. I got to be honest with you. I love Rocky 3. Rocky 4 I love the Dolph Lundgren thing. And then Rocky 5 is just terrible. It's unwatchable to me. Rocky's always going to be, there's always going to be Rocky. But Rocky 3 was what I never saw Rocky till after the fact. I guess I saw it later. But Rocky 3, I remember watching, and I've always been a Stallone fan. So, yeah, Rocky 3 for me, Rob. I don't know. What about you? Yeah, so. Yeah, Rocky 3. That opening to me, I could watch every day. And the training sequences in Rocky 4. So I worked out in Gym Olympia. I had the guys on the show. I think that was before. Wait, I met? No, I'd met you guys by then. You loved 2 and 4 the most. Interesting. And what was I going to say to you? Olympia. The gym I worked at. I did a show with them with all the guys. We had a reunion. They played the Rocky 4 soundtrack nonstop. That's what we worked out to every day. Rocky 4 soundtrack. So that's embedded in my head. Favorite sports movie of all time? Trying to think when I watch over and oh my God, I sent everybody clips from Slapshot when he goes, ref put hands up, you feel shame. That's a good question. Everybody loves Hoosiers. I like The Replacements. Oh, you know what? I got to be honest with you. Bad News Bears. Bad News Bears to me, I could watch over and over and over again because I love too that the kids lose. They don't win at the end. Like they lose the game, but it brings them together. Like at the end of the game, he makes all the kids go out and they just kind of like realize that they are a team. And that's what I talk about in baseball too. That's what makes me think of baseball is, they had Kelly Leak, who was a superstar, his WAR must have been 75 that season. but they had other guys, and everybody kind of stepped up, and they were played as a team. In the end, they had to they couldn't just win with one person. They had to get it from everybody. And yeah, yeah, bad news bears, man, because that's what I look for now. That's why the Yankee teams were so good. They had glue guys. They just everybody. They had superstars, but everybody played it. Yeah. Ooh, Sandlot. Yeah, a lot of people like Sandlot. Yeah, bad news bears for me, man. And I never knew what the music from Carmen, the opera, was until I went to see Carmen. I'm like, holy shit, it's Bad News Bears. So I learned something. I was exposed to something else. Sandlot, yeah, Sandlot was a little. I was a little older. I was a little older by then, so Sandlot didn't have the same kind of feel for me. League of Their Own, very good movie, but I'll tell you the truth, it's not something I'll watch over and over and over again. I watch The Replacements. I'll see that. Michigan loves Miracle. That's she loves Miracle, but we've never really watched. We've never watched it together. Replacements we watched numerous times. Any Given Sunday, I think, is a pretty goddamn good sports movie. The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg, I have watched numerous times. Numerous times. I love that movie. I could watch that all the time. That I've watched even bits and pieces here and there. So that's another movie, The Fighter with Mark Wahlberg. Oh, we talked about Blue Chips. Blue Chips was pretty good. I mean, Hoosiers is a very good movie, but I haven't watched it since. I watched it that one time. I never watched it again. So, and Blue Chips I watched a couple times. So, yeah, that's a good question. We could have a whole show on that. Go through. Oh, yes. Yes. You just pulled that one out. Major League. Wow. Major League. Oh, that was a good one. Major League. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember the Titans? But he said, you may run like Hayes, but you hit like shit. That's another good one. Mighty Ducks is a cute movie. I even watched the Mighty Ducks series for the 2 seasons on Disney. Listen, I love sports, and I'm trying to think other basketball, baseball. Oh, 8 Men Out's a really good. Now I haven't really watched it again, but 8 Men Out was a really, really well done movie. And also, If You Build It, They Will Come. That's another good sport. That's a very good sports movie. I never watched the movie where he's going for, what is he throwing, a no-hitter? I've never seen that movie, but I never saw that movie. The one with where he's what does his name? The guy from Yellowstone, Kevin Costner. I never saw that movie. So that's another one. And something else just came into my head just now. Another movie that just came in my head. Shit. Was it baseball, basketball? Oh, Jerry Maguire. I love Jerry Maguire. I love Cuba Gooding. I love Cuba Gooding in that movie. And Cuba Gooding was that guy, was that wide receiver. And you think about he sounds like a $13 million contract back then, like a 5-year, and he's going crazy. Think about that. That's what guys get in one goddamn year. So that's another. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot out there. There's a lot out there. Rudy, yes. Now they said back, if Rudy today, there would be no Rudy because Rudy would have been on the team. But back then you had a limit of players, and that scene at the end where he gets a sack and they carry him off the field, just his whole story, that he never gave up on himself. Like that was his, but that's the thing. When that's your dream, where do you go from there? That's what happens. Listen, when I made my movie, it was making the movie and then it didn't go anywhere. That was like, that's what I wanted to do. But where do you go after that? Like, I know Rudy went and did some public speaking and stuff, but that was like the zenith. That was the high point of his life. He wanted to get there. And that's the thing. What do you do once you get there? You want to stay there. And maybe that was my problem with my movie. I just wanted to make the movie that I didn't think. And then when it didn't happen, everything crumbled. Well, you do one thing, you want to make another one. And it's just like, wow. I guess that's what I'm doing with this. I'm getting my closure through my podcast, because every time I'm like, all right, I'll just do another podcast. So I was like, yeah, wow. Yeah, Rudy, another good one. Yeah, that is a great story. Field of Dreams, yes. The Natural. So we went to see, I cry every time I Field of Dreams, playing catch with my dad. Yeah, my dad taught me how to throw a ball. The Program, yes. The Program, they cut out the scene where they were lying in the middle of the street and the cars went around. Remember the guy who was on the steroids? That guy was great. Program was a great movie, man. James Caan, I love James Caan. I remember that movie, yes. Yeah. Oh, Field of Dreams, Miracle. Michigan loves Miracle. She knows every line of Miracle. I don't think we ever watched it because I don't want to hear her say every line of the movie. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, those are some good ones, dude. You guys are on fire today. Look at that. We could do a whole show on that. That's what we should have a bunch of topics we want to talk about. We could just go on and on and on and on and on. Caddyshack, White Man Can't Jump. You know, I haven't seen that in a long time, but that was a funny ass movie. Caddyshack, golf movie. Tin Cup. Tin Cup was a pretty good sports movie. I'm trying to think what else. Boxing, baseball, basketball. Yeah. The Rookie of the Year with that kid with the arm. That's a pretty good movie. Oh, dude, I have never seen Space Jam. Oh, Daniel has joined us. All right, Daniel. Sandlot. Oh, Daniel's in the comment. Daniel's saying Sandlot. Hey, dude, you got to give me your girlfriend's number. I'm going to send her. So I'm pretty sure Aaron's birthday is coming up Thursday. Am I right? Because I'm trying to get the date right. And if that's true, I sent Daniel. I sent Daniel a birthday. My friend Daniel a birthday video. And you know what Michigan was pissed off about? She said I was driving the car at the time. I go, what? She goes, the car was moving when you sent him the video. She was furious with me. Furious with me. I'm like, what's the big deal? And you know what pisses me off too? The different kid in Rocky 3 and Rocky 4. Yeah, I didn't like that. I need continuity. Yeah, I never saw Space Jam. Never saw Space Jam in my life. Ever. No. And I watched some of the original, but that was like when he did House Party. That was a piece of shit. And you know what I was watching yesterday? A little bit of Trainwreck with the comedian and LeBron James. And LeBron James is pretty funny. Yeah, his son did play, and that son is dead. That son died of I think he had a seizure or something. His son in Rocky 5 is no longer with us. And Michigan's lived on the same floor as Burt Young in the city. Uptown, her neighbor was Burt Young. I was like, damn, I wish I would have known. I would have definitely just sat and talked to him for hours. I would have been like, can I talk to Burt Young? Rob just dropped one. Days of Thunder. I could watch Days of Thunder every day. Every day. Every day. Days of Thunder. Oh, good one. Days of Thunder. Yeah. Shit, yeah. Oh, Days of Thunder. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good one. Good one. Happy Gilmore. Oh, another good one. Listen, they're just coming out of the woodwork. Listen, he made Sandler made a movie where he was trying to get a basketball player that was on Netflix in the last year or two, where Queen Latifah played his wife. It was a pretty goddamn good movie, man. I liked it a lot. I liked that movie too, where he got that kid out of he brings that kid to the NBA. That was a good movie. I can't remember the name of it right now. But I watched it. It was a really good movie, dude. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. Oh my God, I watched a movie about a shark. I don't know what the hell it was. A 3D movie today. It was no bueno. No bueno. It really sucked. It really sucked. Yeah, it was not good. But I needed something when I was working out. And I was like, all right, I'll watch this. Yeah. Water Boy. Medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Dude, you guys are on fire today. Yeah. We should just have a watch party of our favorite movies. That'd be good. That'd be a nice day. Yeah, with all the Rocky movies on right now. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I love how in the Rockies he gets smarter each movie. Rocky 1, he can't. Rocky 2, he can't do a commercial. Rocky 3, he's doing American Express commercials. Like the more he gets punched, the smarter he gets. Hey, Adrian, you want to do that? And then Rocky 5, he's broke. He's broke. He don't got nothing no more. And no Mickey in his corner either. Yeah, Rocky 4 is good. Good mute. Yeah, basketball. Basketball, good one. Oh, that was it. For the love of the game. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, never saw that movie. I got to watch it. Never saw it. I heard it was really good. Yeah. Yeah, that's another one. I got to watch that one. Yes. Good. You guys are on fire today, man. Oh, and now listen to this. Nike signed 13-year-old McKenna Whitman to an NIL deal, youngest athlete to sign an NIL deal with Nike. She's trained in the preseason with a number of NWSL teams. Varsity Blues was just on, and Michigan's never seen it. I love that movie. I love that movie. Oh my God. I love the guys. I love it's every man's fantasy for your teacher to be a stripper at a strip club, and it comes true, even though I never had a teacher that was even close to looking that good. Maybe, one. I think one Miss Goldberg I had a crush on when I was in 4th grade. I don't know if she was stripper quality, but I definitely had a crush on her. Yeah. A fucking 10. Oh, I love that movie. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one too. Varsity Blues. Dude, you guys are on fire today, man. You guys really are. Yeah, but how about that? McKenna Whitman, 13, got an NIL deal with Nike. And Roger Federer, new doc on his last 12 days of his 24-year career is coming to Amazon. PWHL tonight on YouTube, Montreal versus New York. What else did I see here? Peacock tomorrow, Iowa versus Indiana. Number 4, Iowa. Number 14, Indiana. What I see, UNC dropped to 10, and now Duke is ahead of UNC in the poll. Fuck that shit. Yeah, all right. Indiana undefeated at home, so that's on Peacock. So if you don't Peacock, you're not watching the fight. And the American game, Little Giants, yes, that's another good one. Little Giant can watch that all the time. Are you watching the New England doc? You know what, Daniel? Daniel, I'll tell you the truth. No. Is it good? Because I know I should watch it. I actually, it's funny you said that because I watched like 20 minutes of the Minister of Defense, Reggie White thing on, I taped it and it was on TV. So is it worth watching? Because I really don't want to relive all that New England stuff. Is it good? Do you like it? I am not watching it. So yeah, I should because I watched. Yeah, I was saying I got to watch all the docs I taped, and that's one of the ones I need to. I did watch one of Bart Starr. Oh, it is? Okay. What do you think, Daniel? What do you think about Dak Prescott getting $60 million a year? But who you bringing in? That's what I wanted. I got to have you on again because I got to ask you who you're bringing in. There's no one to bring in, but $60 million for Dak. Hey, Rob has joined us. All right there. Hey. Rob has switched. But I'm on here. And I know Josh loves his YouTube, so he can do other stuff. Little Giants. Yeah. Oh, you want to call? Yeah. You want to call? You want to call in? Okay, wait. So give me a second. I got to switch. I got to make the switch. Can you hold on? Yeah. How about okay, Daniel, this is the deal. Let me get back on. I got to switch over. So Josh, you got to go on and let me switch over and I will get you on the show. That work? Yeah. Give me a minute. All right, guys. Sorry, Josh. We did some YouTube today. All right.